Silence! It's time! It's time! It's
time for another episode of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. Sit back and get back and get back and get grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back and get grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back and get grab a six-pack, sit back and get back and get back and get grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dash Nerds podcast.
Alright everyone, welcome to episode 48 of the Drunk Dash Nerds podcast. I am your host for the week, Knuckles. And I'm on the tail end of my vacation. Kinda saddening that I'm spending it podcasting with assholes. Speaking of those assholes, Jack, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing alright. How about you, Knuckles?
I'm doing good. And, our other asshole and cohort, Gingerboy, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. I know the feeling, though, man. I had to go back. I was on vacation last week. I had to start my vacation by recording with you guys, so that was a bad way to start your vacation.
Hey, at least you started your vacation after your work day, so hey, that's
true. That's true.
Not bad.
No, but I know that
you could have been worse ways to start your vacation.
Yeah, true, very true. Very true. But I know the feeling, though, that there's like no greater feeling than like
you could be living in Iowa. Oh,
that's not very nice. We have cool stuff here, all right?
Yeah, you gotta start off with Fireball whiskey.
Yeah. Oh. Let's trip a little bit.
Let's get rid of the hobo whiskey and move on to what we've been playing.
Oh, that was my introduction.
Yeah, none of us got a long introduction. I want to go short here. All right, I want to keep it to a decent length.
Been saying that every week for like 48 weeks now. Never happens.
Yeah, and we've always been going for a fucking hour and a half now. I don't really like that. And I'm sure as the editor, you don't like that either.
That's why every week I ask you.
I'm trying to do what's best for you. I'm trying to do what's best for you. All right.
Wow, that's first.
I care. Okay.
No, I know you're lying.
Yeah, you're right. I am. But since I went with Jack first last time, Gingerboy, what have you been playing?
Oh, playing quite a bit actually. I got I got MLB The Show last week, playing the crap out of that. Unfortunately, I got drafted to the Minnesota Twins, who are last in pitching and are 25th in hitting. So, needless to say, we're not doing very good. But I lead.
Well, it's your job to bring that team up now.
Well, I am so far. I am on pace to win the Triple Crown. So,
that's good.
If people don't know, that's lead the league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. I'm in the top 5 in all 3 of those, and I think I lead one of them.
I think it's funny how the only player in the game is at the lead.
Well, yeah.
Are you playing on easy or are you playing on the show mode?
I'm playing on the show mode, but the road to the show mode is what I'm playing on. But I know I'm playing on. I think it's veteran. I think that's 3 out of 5. Like as far as difficulty levels go.
I figured it would have been like the show difficulty or some stupid shit like that.
No, you can set it up to like it actually the difficulty will raise and lower depending on how well you're doing. So if you're like in a cold streak, it will go down to beginner. But if you're like a 20,
this is kind of insulting.
Yeah, so if you're like on a 20 game hitting streak though, it'll raise it all the way up to like the most like
range it up the difficulty.
I think it's like Hall of Fame or I don't know what the top difficulty level is.
So it wants to kick you in the nuts and then bring you back up.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
So yeah, no, I've had a lot of fun with that. I sunk a lot of time into that during my vacation, and I also picked up. I didn't even know if this came out until my buddy told me. Like they didn't advertise it at all on the PlayStation Store or anywhere on PlayStation. I got the Outlast Whistleblower DLC. I think it just came out. I think last Tuesday, on the 6th. It's pretty good. It was it's only $9, which fair price. You can go through it. My buddy said he went through it in about 2.5 hours. It took me 2.5 to 3 hours. kind of more the same, where you play as the guy that sent the email to the journalist you play in the original game, Outlast. So it starts off before, the events of the game.
It's like, yeah, I've seen some shit. I want you to go see some shit now.
Yeah. So, spoiler alerts for Outlast. You actually see Billy. Like you're at the part where he gets put into like the thing in the machine, and he turns into the ghost thing that kills everybody. So you actually like the machine like malfunctions. So he's like you play as, I can't remember the guy's name but sends the email, but he's like the IT guy there. He goes and like he has to go, like, it starts off where like you send the email to the journalist, and you have to walk into the room where the whole game ends, in that big room where Billy's body is, and like you have to like, fix the machine and everything like that. And it basically he'll chase you throughout the game too, in random moments. But this one, it's kind of it's a much different pace. Where I thought Outlast was kind of a roller coaster ride, where like you'd have like these high moments where like you're running, or like there's like this really tense moment, and then you might have 10 to 15 minutes of just kind of like you're walking through some rooms, and like there might be some jump moments here, but for the most part it's just like just building up to the intensity, like the intensity levels building up, and like that, the anticipation's building up. With this one, I felt like I was running a lot of the game, where it was just kind of like big moment after big moment after big moment, where there wasn't really a moment where like, for a long stretch of time where you didn't have like something crazy going on. It was just boom, 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 boom. Like you just like you run into the big guy that always chases you around, the big bald guy. Hans and Franz, as Jack likes to put Hans and Franz. Yeah, how Jack liked to put it. They make an appearance in the game. There's this weird guy. The craziest part was like the first half of the DLCs. You get chased by this guy with a bone saw that wants to eat you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like that's like this really cool part actually, where like pretty much I think like probably about the first hour, maybe hour and a half of the game is you're getting chased by this guy, and like you'll lose him, and you can just hear like he has the bone saw going. You can hear it going, and he's just walking around. And like you'll get away from him, and then like it'll be like 3 or 4 minutes of just like, all right, I'm away from him, I can breathe now. And you're just like, oh, okay, I'm out of there. That was tense.
Oh my god!
And then like you just like a few minutes later, like you'll get into like another section of the asylum, and you just hear it going on. You hear the bone saw, and you're like, oh no, and I'll just chase you. It's just, I actually really enjoyed it. It's like I said, it's pretty short. I imagine if you went through you could probably go through a little slower. It could take you a little longer, but overall it's pretty good. The only thing I didn't like about it, I thought the ending was kind of anticlimactic, like the last like 5 minutes of the game. What?
Just like the ending to the original Outlast.
Yeah, that was kind of, I mean, that wasn't a bad ending, but yeah, it was kind of, it was weird. But this one, it just kind of like, it just kind of ends. I don't want to spoil what happens, but it's kind of a weird ending. It does actually start, like I said, it starts off before the whole thing goes crazy, and then like basically they find out that you sent the email, and they try to do the same thing they did to all the other guys in the asylum, and you wake up and everything has gone to hell, and pretty much that's where it starts off at. And it also goes on like it ends like when the original journalist is there too, so it takes place before and concurrently with the Outlast game. So I would say for $9, if you enjoyed the original Outlast, you want more of it, definitely pick it up. And
speaking of real quick, don't mean to cut you off, but have you heard of the game Dread Out?
Mm.
It's on Steam right now for like $13.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on sale for $13. It's essentially Outlast, but instead of a journalist with a camera, you're a high school female with a smartphone.
Did you hear about
what?
I think it was a Kickstarter coming out, but a video like it's like this. You play as like a toddler, and it's kind of the same thing. You're in a house now, like you play from the perspective as like a 2 or 3 year old. I can't remember what it's called. I think I just saw.
What the fuck?
I think I saw a video on it. Yeah, basically, it's like you're in like a haunted house, or like I don't know. I don't know. Like I just saw like a thing about it. Like I didn't really read into it, but I don't know if it's like someone breaks into the house and like you're like a toddler, or if it's like a haunted house. And I know you play as a toddler. It's a thriller game, kind of like Outlast. But I did buy. I think it says a couple weeks ago I bought Daylight, which looks like a knockoff of Outlast, and I still get to play it. So hopefully I'll play it this week, and I'll talk about it next week. Anyways.
Okay.
Oh, I did want to say though, real quick, Jack, I've got some bad news, buddy.
And what's
I'm
that?
not buying the Mario Kart 8 Wii U bundle.
Oh, really?
No.
Didn't make enough.
No, I bought one off Nintendo.com already for $200. It'll be here tomorrow, as of this recording.
Awesome.
Yes. So I feel a slight cold coming on. I don't know if I'll make it to work.
You were sick yesterday, so you technically have it out.
Yeah, but the Wii U wasn't going to be here. I should call him.
Well, have you been playing anything else?
Nope.
Let's move on to the other guy. Jack, what have you been playing?
Well, let's see. For the past week or so, I've actually been gaming a little bit more, considering that I've been I've been finally getting like off the Pokemon kick, maybe like for about a little bit. So I had to take a break for that for about a week. So I went through and I picked up a couple games. I was literally at my Walmart and I was just looking. Okay, I'm looking at MLB 14 this show. I'm looking at that. Then I'm looking at the other games for the 3DS. It's like, hey, $30 for Mario Golf. And that Kirby game looks nice too. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna buy those.
Oh man,
Broke my heart.
insert
anyway.
bad Star Wars quote here.
Jackie boy, you're breaking my heart.
But anyway, So I went through and I started playing Mario Golf because I've actually decided to go onto a certain message board that I go to, and I joined a little tournament and stuff. Which the tournament format for Mario Golf, it's not that bad. You basically can play at your own pace. It's not like a live action thing where it's like everybody has to play so and so type of.
It's not like GTA Golf.
No, not like that at all. It's basically already you play the round of golf, like say, set at whatever the tournament organizer sets the rules at. Like for instance, they would set it maybe like to about holes 10 through 18. The person with the lowest score gets higher up in the leaderboard for that particular tournament. You know, do this and do that. And one thing that's pretty cool is they actually have little numbers so you can actually search out what the individual little tournament is. Which is kind of interesting, being that I don't really consider like Nintendo to be really like online suave with certain like particular games, but with Mario Golf it actually kind of works to a certain extent because you can actually go online with this game and play with other people, like actual live people and stuff. You could schedule little tournaments. You can actually go on to other people's tournaments, but I'm really liking the fact that there's a lot of there are like a lot of options and stuff that you can go through. It has that particular RPG-like type of element that, well, maybe not as in a traditional sense like past Mario Golf games, but if, like for say, an earlier Mario sports game that released for the 3DS was Mario Tennis, and how that, and basically how that did is you upgraded your equipment and stuff. It would make you better as a player. The same thing kind of rings true for Mario Golf, only this time you actually have the option of entering specific tournaments to face off against Nintendo characters. It's much more type of RPG-esque, but at the same time there's no leveling up, there's no type of like stuff like that. But the actual gameplay about it, it's really fun. It's really fun. It's just exactly like I used to play Mario Golf on the N64 or on the Game Boy Color. And honestly, I feel like it's actually like the best Mario Golf game that I've played out of those things because the courses are a little bit more like creative and stuff. There's a lot more variety of characters. I mean, I find it kind of annoying every time you go into a tournament and stuff, and after you place inside the tournament, the little characters get like their little like sound bite type of like Yahoo or Yippee or something like that. It gets kind of annoying after about 3 or 4 times. Just kind of like that, you know, like. Yippee!
Jake Lloyd from episode 1 of Star Wars is in this game?
No.
Really?
Yippee!
There's an episode 1?
Mario Golf episode 1.
Yep.
The Toad Menace. Anyway.
The Toadstool Menace.
Episode title.
But,
Is that the episode title?
oh my god. Anyway. there are other type of modes inside the game too. You can actually do like ring shot type of stuff, and let's see, and other types of like tournament organized things. But I've already explained that already. But yeah, I feel it's pretty competent for like Mario Golf game, and really, if you have nothing else better to play on your 3DS, this is a great little distraction game that you can play maybe on your like commute to work, or maybe even like on a lunch break or something. Play like about 5 or 10 minutes or so of golf, then just close it and stuff like that. But another 3DS game.
Question, real quick, before we go on.
Yeah, no problem.
Are you gonna get the season pass? Because I heard so they dropped to the $30 because they're gonna do a $10 season pass, right? At least that's what I heard. I was just wondering if are you gonna get that or not?
Yeah.
A season pass for
Mario Golf?
Yeah.
It actually details... Yeah, there's something about the season pass I can talk about as well, because Nintendo actually has it where they've listed everything that's inside the season pass, which kind of impresses me a bit, because not a lot of game makers or developers actually do that, per se. But you're getting extra characters, you're getting extra courses. I think, yeah, maybe down the line I will purchase it, because it seems really tempting.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool thing when they actually dropped the price of the game. So really, if you spent the extra $10, you're pretty much getting everything in the game, whether for $40. You know, I think that's a cool idea they did there, where it's not like doesn't feel like it's gouging you, like they took stuff out, they charge you $10 more.
I know. It's like the first time in like almost 10 or like 7 to 10 years where I've actually bought like an actual handheld game, like a Nintendo handheld game, for lower than $40.
Yeah,
you know, it actually was kind of cool that way, because Mario Golf for the 3DS is like $30.
Yeah,
really good, really steal at that price. But the other 3DS game I wanted to try to cover a little bit here is Kirby Triple Deluxe. That game is obviously your standard like Kirby game, so the creativity, the level design's there. I mean, it works because of, like, the gameplay aspect. The game is relatively easy. It's the type of game you would play, say, if you are kind of burnt out, like all those heavy type of violent games. It's also good, like, I would also think it's kind of decent in its own way to try to, you know, like, relieve some stress on the top of your head. But the thing I kind of like about it, yeah, it's the same old Kirby, but there are a couple different things with it. Like, for instance, when you collect certain things during the level, you have an option like to collect these certain type of keychains, which kind of have a reference back to old Kirby games. Like, for example, a couple days ago when I was playing it, I actually collected a couple of keychains, and one of them was from the old Kirby Superstar game for the Super Nintendo, and it had the character Dynablade, which is kind of funny. It's actual keychain. And the funny part about it is, if you move the 3DS and stuff, the little gyroscope thing in the 3DS actually makes the keychain move.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a cool little touch.
So is it like actually like on like you can see it on, like, if you were playing on like your kitchen table, the keychain would be on the table, or it's just like on the screen? Like how some of those
it's just on the screen. It's
okay.
Actually hung up. It looks like it's hung up on like a bulletin board.
Oh, okay. I thought it was kind of like how they had those cards that came with the system. I thought like it pop out like out of your table or something like that.
Yeah. But the game is really fun. It's really kind of easy, but still, it's worth like a go through if you want to buy like when it goes down in price. I mean, really, I think it's fun. But the last game I want to try to cover, I'm just going to cover maybe like one mission or so that I played through on Borderlands 2 last night, because I've been playing a little bit of that because I got the urge to play it a few nights ago. And for some odd
Still
reason,
a little irritated about that.
Which, yes, you have the right to be irritated, since Knuckles and I off the air actually think, hey, why don't we both play Borderlands 2 together, blah blah blah, after the podcast ends? And it's like, we did that once. Knuckles had like a little sick time thing next week. Then we didn't do it like the week after that. And all of a sudden, I started getting.
I was on PS3, Borderlands 2, ready to play.
Yeah, actually you were, and I'm like, But anyway, through my whole like little binge thing of playing like Borderlands 2, there's this one mission. This is a side mission, and it's like right after like it's one of those missions inside Sanctuary, that big city, where the mission title is called Splinter Group, right? So anyway,
that's probably the most common side mission in the game. Yeah,
it's one of the most common side missions, though. But I loved it because it was just really hilarious. So you go off to this one place. This one factory or something like that. You drop down like a sewer pipe, right? and you just drop right in the middle, like just there's this big old open chamber, and you have like a convenient, like say like a table, like the tablecloth. You have everything else and stuff. It looks really reminiscent to like obviously Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because right at the very next moment when you place the pizza, you have these rat dudes that their various names are like Leo, like Don, like kind of like Ralph, and then like Mike and stuff like that. Oh my god. The only that's missing is Splinter. You know what's kind of funny? I kill those guys, and I go off to the next room, try to collect the guns, and who should come out is this dude called Flinter, and he goes and he kills me. I'm like, what the fuck? Because I did not expect it, because I had to get out of the room.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake. I actually went through that with Knuckles. Took me there when we played through the game. But you had your was it the Necromancer? You had like a level 50 Necromancer, and he just like ran through it before I even I think I wasn't even in the room yet, and he already killed them all.
Oh my god!
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were not that.
No, they weren't. You knocked them out like in 10 seconds.
You know, it's also kind of funny. There's like another mission that I did, which was part of like oh boy, it's that part of that one dude and stuff that has you going out and just beating all these random like creatures and stuff to collect data. But there's like a side mission title called Mighty Morphin, which you have to go and you have to go like to this particular group, and like these like insects and stuff, you gotta force them to go into their cocoons and stuff. You have to inject them with like this serum and stuff, and they all like transform into these badass like moths and stuff like that. It's so funny because after you do that, it's okay, good job. All of a sudden the thing emerges and it's like this big old badass like moth. It's like, oh god, ew, kill it. But I am really starting to enjoy Borderlands 3. Those missions, man, it just takes you off guard, because, like I was saying before, I was just playing like at least a couple hours, just like going through some of the story missions because I wanted to do that, and I'm using like my assassin that I have. He got him up to level 20, which kind of surprises me. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing.
See, I want to touch on that because last week I talked about the Borderlands 2 for the Vita.
Yeah.
And as how I said that there was no sprint.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. The sprint is with the melee. So on the back screen, instead of tapping for the melee, you have to touch it and then slide to get you to run and hold it so it continues to run.
Hold and slide.
Yes, you have to slide it and then hold, so your character will run.
Jesus
But
Christ.
which, if you're in a fight and you need to back off, you can kind of starts to melee sometimes, and if you're not used to the controls, and it's kind of challenging for that. It's kind of retarded.
Holy
and yes,
crap.
I was wrong, but I was also wrong about the not being able to switch controls. But I kind of wish they had where you can make your own preset, which hardly any game does that nowadays.
Well, for God's sakes, it's 2014. We need to be able to create our own control sets, for God's sakes. I mean, they can do it for PC players, but not for fucking, like, console or handheld players. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it more convenient.
Yeah, guys. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you for putting all that time into those video games that we take for granted and piss on. Thank you. Please, give us our fucking controls, our fucking custom controls.
It's like, I don't care if the triangle button is. I want to use it for run. I don't want to switch weapons.
Oh god, that gives me bad freaking flashbacks to Metroid Prime Hunters on DS. Because you can only set it up two ways: left-handed or right-handed. And if you're a lefty like me, all the moving around was the X, Y, B, A part. But
oh my god,
buttons.
that's terrible.
I hate that.
That game was awesome.
that.
If it wasn't, that game would have been great. If it wasn't for the freaking controls, because you could not do it. Like, you had to use the touchscreen.
Controls make or break games.
Well,
they really
the problem
do.
was you had to use the touchscreen to like move, like that was like the right analog stick. So like you moved like up
Yeah.
and down,
Yep.
look around, and then like you had to use the depending either the thumb or the D-pad or the buttons to like the move, like the go forward, backwards, left, right, and then you had to use the oh god, it was bad. Then you had to use like the left and right to shoot. It was awful.
Oh my gosh! I remember back when I first got the original DS, that big old fat thing.
It came with the demo.
That it had the DS fat and stuff like that. It had that little thumb strap or something like that where you can actually use the touch screen in order to try to move it. Like move like the cursor or everything else with that. Because it came with Metroid Prime Hunters, like the first hunt, that demo of the game. And I was playing that and was like, God, this is so goddamn awkward. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to do?
I thought the strap thing was on there.
Which is why most first-person shooters go to the Call of Duty formula now.
Yeah.
Oh,
because of that shit.
Well, that's back when that was like when this was supposed to be like a launch game.
Yeah,
for DS,
this was.
That was back when they were really heavy into the touchscreen. They wanted everything had to have touchscreen.
You know, God, there was I think it was SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. That if you played it on the DS, first off, it was terrible. Second off, you had to do your moves. You had to draw them on the fucking bottom screen.
Okay, that could be pretty funny.
You draw a suplex?
No, it's not like you have to like the moves for the screen. Like you had to like do like check marks and stuff like that to get them to do your grapples and shit.
Oh my god, that sounds
It was
awful.
fucking ridiculous.
Oh my god,
I kind of want to play it though.
I can just imagine like say like Knuckles having to go forth and try to just manipulate the touchscreen or something like that. Like, hey, draw the particular move you want to do. All of a sudden, he just draws two stick figures trying to suplex each other, and it just goes into a heel kick.
It's like, all I can do is airplane spins. This is ridiculous.
But going off that, the SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 for the PSP was fucking great.
Huh.
But, moving on to what I've been playing. I've been kind of having a BioWare love fest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and he knows what I'm about to say. I went back to Dragon Age Origins.
Oh my god.
Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, the Ultimate Edition, which, hey, I'm a BioWare fan. This was my game of the generation for previous generation. But, unlike last time, I actually moved it to the PS3, and God, there are differences.
Really?
Yeah, like, the PS3 is pretty bad for this game. And not for, like, anything huge, but you wipe out an entire area, and you're still put in a fight pose.
Uh-huh.
Like, for, like, fucking, probably about 2 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, area's been clean for 5 minutes, you can continue. What the... When normally after you kill the last person, instantly the cutscene's supposed to start. And when you're defending a castle, it kind of worries you if you're about to run out of supplies.
Uh-huh.
And kind of scary when you don't know the battle's finished.
Huh.
Yeah, but there's also another one.
Is annoying.
What?
That really is annoying.
Yeah, it is pretty fucking annoying. And there's also another one which worked out in my favor. There was that actually happened throughout most of the game for me. And another one, if you're familiar with Dragon Age, you had to go to the Circle of Magi, which is basically a tower full of mages. And you had to clear them out from demons and shit like that.
Yeah.
Well, normally you have to walk all the way around to get to the next flight of stairs. Well, there's a glitch where the wall doesn't act like a wall. And if you're on the 3rd floor, you can walk, like, right as you walk out of the 3rd floor, you can see the indicator for the 4th floor. And you can go straight to the 4th floor and skip that entire level.
Is that the part where you get sucked into the void?
Yeah, where you get stuck into the fade.
Yeah. I hate that. That's my. I hate that part of the game.
Oh, it was actually really easy. Yeah, the rat, the fucking golem, the spirit, or the arcane, whatever the fuck it is.
I hated that entire part.
Yeah, that was probably the worst part of the game. But once you know what you're doing, it goes through there for like 30 minutes or 5.
30 minutes too long.
Yeah, it is 30 minutes too long. especially if you start off in your origin story as a mage, that means you have to go back to the Fade.
Oh.
Like, you have to go to the Fade twice.
Oh.
Yeah, and luckily for me, I started off as a human noble. But the thing about Dragon Age is, like, it has something similar to Mass Effect, but I feel like there's more options and more of a story with Dragon Age than there were in Mass Effect.
Huh.
And I'm sure Gingerboy can agree with this. Like, I think in Mass Effect there's like 7 endings.
Yeah, something like
Or it was something like that, but in Dragon Age there's like 14.
Yeah.
Like, each of your choices make an influence in the game.
Yeah, you can meet party members. You can skip entire party members. I like the fact that there was, like, instead of just the Paragon, Renegade in the middle option in Mass Effect series, the first one had 5 options, and not all of them were like, you know, some of them you're like, okay, that's really evil, and that's like the really nice.
That's evil. That one's really
but
good.
Some
and
of them,
some of them were iffy.
Yeah, it just gave you like one sentence on 5 options. You're like, well, I don't know how any of these are going to turn out. But I like.
Yeah, sometimes they say persuade, sometimes they say intimidate, and sometimes they're cunning.
Yeah,
and it's like, what the fuck?
Like, I don't know what this is going to do here. Yeah, I was like, that's why I played that game.
Yeah, it's really intriguing. Plus the origin stories and the general story of the game in general, which is why most people don't really care for Dragon Age 2.
Fuck
like, it's basically streamlined the entire game, plus put a character in a story that no one cared about.
That game didn't really have a story, but yeah.
The game's story was go through this dungeon 15 times, then go through that dungeon 15 times, then go to the city 800 times.
Yeah, pretty much with 45-minute loading screens between each one.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. The only good redeeming quality about the game was the combat system. And, which, if you're a mage, you were a god. No, seriously, if you're a mage in Dragon Age 2, the moves were so overpowered that no one else stood a chance.
Yeah, they basically made that game for, like, mages.
Well, seeing how Inquisition is coming out, it's basically a mage Civil War. I can see how, like, sorry, I have something in my throat. You're gonna have to try to cut that out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But there's a mage quote Civil War, and like to get the full story, you probably need to be a mage. And I kind of wonder how in Inquisition, how they're gonna try to create the story when the previous games, the influences you made won't have any effect in it. That's my real worry about Inquisition.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy they're doing that though, because like, if they did that where you had your Dragon Age 1 and 2 characters kind of went over, I'd have to buy it for my 360 then. You know, I have a PS4. You know.
Yeah, well, I would have to buy it for my 360 too, when I could buy it for my Xbox One or my PS4.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm happy they're doing that, but at the same time, it's like I kind of want to know what happens to like they had the DLC pack where
like they have Varric coming in from Dragon Age 2.
Yeah,
he was first hand in my game.
Yeah,
like he knows shit that people don't, and I want to see that dialogue option, but
yeah,
it's gonna be cut hand for next gen users.
Yeah, what was the last DLC pack that came out for Dragon Age 1? I mean, what was it, like? Where like the
I think Awakening was the last one for Dragon Age.
No,
1.
the last one was like the one where you run into the woman that has your what's her name, Morgan?
Oh, Witch Hunt.
Yeah,
yes.
where like you run into the girl that like she's carrying your child and you want to.
Oh, if you chose that ending for the original.
Which I did, yeah. I mean that was and it kind of like.
Which if you didn't, you lost a powerful fucking mage.
Yeah.
One of the 2 that you got.
Yeah, so it just kind of sucked from that aspect where, you know, like it kind of like leaves you on a cliffhanger there. With your character and this whole story, and now you're probably never gonna actually find out what's happening.
See, for my ending, I like for my first character, I chose to go with her.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, what'd you do?
I chose not to. I just we made the agreement. I think
you chose to try to kill her, or Yeah, like I said, there's fucking that game can end in 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And there's actually an achievement to see all the endings.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So time consuming.
Yeah, well, for that type of game, it's okay. Like, you see different endings, but you can go through the game in different ways.
Right.
Yeah, but
It's
it could take you
not like Mass Effect.
20 hours to get through each ending.
Yeah, or unless you're like me and save right before like the final fight.
Very true.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do it like that, but it's more interesting and more actually get more out of it if you just go back through it. But moving on from Dragon Age, I've also been going back to another BioWare game. This one not so old. And but let's see, I've been playing going back to the Star Wars Old Republic since kind of been having the urge to play a decent Star Wars game, and there really hasn't been one since the Old Republic. Since Knights of the Old Republic, and maybe Force Unleashed was okay.
That was a really good game. Not worth $60. Solid.
Not worth
solid $20 game.
Yeah, which you can go pick up for the bundle now for $20, but I wouldn't risk playing the second game after the first one.
Skip 2.
Yeah, but going back to the Old Republic, it's free to play MMO. It went free to play way too fast, which I think is why people kind of hated it now. But kind of enjoying going through as a Sith and just tearing shit up and being evil. And for the most part, it's a typical BioWare game, but so every they do something different from most MMOs, where instead of the text-based dialogue, every quest you do, no matter how mundane it is a cutscene, and you basically have dialogue options like in Mass Effect and Dragon Age. And unlike Dragon Age Origins, the decisions are pretty clear cut. You have good, evil, and neutral, which is more Mass Effect-y. But the difference is where each what am I trying to say? Each class you can be like a bounty hunter, you can be a Sith Lord, or you can be a Sith assassin, or stuff like that. But for the humans, you can be Jedi Knight, whatever the fuck, and Stormtrooper, which for that type of game is pretty compelling. Because why would you want to be a Stormtrooper when you could be a Jedi?
Yeah,
but,
you're right.
Yeah, but the way they balance the game makes it appear where you can actually see a Stormtrooper kill a Jedi, which, if you're familiar with the Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, they quite did a lot of damage to the Jedi. But, God, what was I going to say again? I had this shit talked about too. Oh yes, each class you can choose from has two. Once you hit level 10, you can choose to be go into your advanced classes. Where, say, if you're an Inquisitor, you can either be a sorcerer like the Emperor, or you can be an assassin like Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, and I choose the Emperor because that guy was fucking badass. But until he got thrown off by Darth Vader, then yeah. Then shit just went weird. But
and that's where it ends too. You get tossed off by Darth Vader.
yeah, that's the ending for the Inquisitor storyline. It's like you get tossed off by fucking Vader. Surprisingly enough, he makes an appearance from 3,000 years or 30,000 years in the past. Damn, Anakin's old. but yeah, each class has basically its own origin story, where if each class has their own missions and none of the missions overlap. Like, say if you're a Stormtrooper, you'll never have the mission of a fucking regular soldier. like a smuggler. Yeah, that's it. Like you can be Han Solo if you wanted to. And which, if you're a smuggler, you get to flirt with everybody. Typical Han flirt.
And you always
yes,
shoot first.
No.
Seriously?
Yeah, you flirt with pretty much anybody, and as a smuggler, which you can flirt with. You can flirt sometimes with all the other classes. I cannot speak clearly now, but God, what was this? There's one more thing I was going to say about the game. Yeah, since it is free to play, you don't have to. You can download the game. Don't have to put a penny in it to experience the story to it. And if you're a Star Wars fan, I would recommend playing it. There's a lot of shit you can do, and it's pretty fun, especially for a BioWare. It's a BioWare game, so you know the story's gonna be good. And if you're familiar with Knights of the Old Republic, it's pretty much a direct. I wouldn't no. It's similar to Knights of the Old Republic. God, I think I'm starting to get sick. Thanks to you, Gingerboy.
It's transferred to the mic.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's transferred through Facebook.
That too.
Facebook's always a virus, but yeah, it's all I've been pretty much playing. And if you want to find me on Knights of the, if you want to find me on the Old Republic. You can message Yakov.Incento.
What?
I'm trying to spell it from memory, okay? So please don't.
Yakov
J.
Smirnoff?
No. God. JAKOVDIANCENENDO. And hopefully you'll choose. And hopefully you'll choose right and be the Sith, because the Sith are almighty. But moving on, let's go and get into our topics.
Okay.
Assholes.
Oh wait, what did we do here?
Not you. I'm an asshole.
Oh,
like Jack.
Because I said Bingo was his name. You'll hear in the audio.
Yeah. Well, let's see. A couple days ago, Microsoft announced that there will be a new Xbox coming out without a Kinect for $399.
Yes.
no, that's impossible.
And
you can't do that. The Kinect has to be plugged in at all times.
No, you know they got rid of that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
Because people started.
you have to be online
all
all the times too. At least once every 24 hours.
No,
Nope.
Wait,
you have to get online the first time, then you can go offline.
no.
No, wait, I think they got rid of that
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, they did.
But they are also dropping the.
What is this called now? Is this like the Xbox like 10,080? I don't. They've done so many 180s on this.
No, most of the games are 720p still, so they can't
Wow.
be 1080.
No,
I'm sure Titanfall. Yeah, Titanfall runs at 720 or whatever. But they've also announced that they're getting rid of the paywall for Netflix, HBO Go, Skype, Twitch, and Internet Explorer, along with the free-to-play titles like Happy Wars and World of Tanks.
Can I just say that it's pretty damn funny that they had a paywall behind like Internet Explorer or something.
Well,
you get
the
free for
the
PC.
paywall was their Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah, I know.
well,
And
did you also see the report
what?
that came out? I think like the next day. They said that if you want, you can get a refund on your Xbox Live Gold, starting on June 9th. So say you have 2 years left on your Xbox Live Gold, but you don't really plan on playing online like I do. The only reason I have Xbox Live Gold is to watch HBO Go.
Which you don't have to do.
Yeah,
anymore.
well,
Or
June
soon.
9th, they won't have to anymore.
Yeah.
If you say you have 2 years left on your Xbox Live Gold, and all you use it for is like Netflix and stuff, you can actually do a thing through Microsoft, and they'll refund you the time that's left on it.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that is.
yeah, and then we also get Dark Souls free next month on Xbox Live Gold, which is actually pretty cool.
That's pretty cool though.
We also get, if you're listening to this Saturday, the 17th, yesterday you got Saints Row the 3rd for free.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yep. Yeah, but if you had PS Plus, you got it 2 years ago for free.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or if you
that's
bought
true.
it when it came out in 2010, you got it then. But what do y'all think of the console coming out? I know we've talked about it before as rumors, but as a confirmed hammer, what do you think about the $399 price drop minus Kinect?
Jackie, you want to start off this one, or you want me to start off?
As non Xbox users, I want to know what you thought about it.
Okay, let's see. Before I go on and explain, I also want to point out that the Xbox Live Games for Gold thing is also coming to Xbox One, which is that's really cool as well.
That is cool, but there's nothing there except for arcade titles and sports games.
Don't you get
Well,
don't you get
I
the
know,
Halo
right
game
now.
or something for free or whatever?
Oh yeah, then get that. Like I said, arcade titles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least it's showing signs that potentially there's going to be some interesting products that might be released.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
the months to
That's
come.
the same thing we're getting right now from PlayStation Plus on PS4. We're getting indie games for free. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, with the PlayStation Plus thing, it took pretty much nearly a year or two for it to really start becoming beneficial. You know,
Yeah,
actual
which
game-wise.
we've talked about this when they first announced it,
right.
and I believe I was a firm backer trying to support Microsoft.
yeah,
About 6 months ago, and it was like, so
still think it sucks, but yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it definitely sucks, but I know they're trying to get their ground in.
Yeah, but
Okay.
go ahead, Jackie boy.
But anyway, how I feel about this is I feel like this is a great first step. For one, I knew for a fact that they probably weren't going to be sticking with Kinect for as long as they were for their bundle-wise stuff, because they hardly did stuff with Kinect on the 360. I mean, it did sell. It sold pretty well for its perspective.
Oh, those
console.
Dance Central games were fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
They made bank off that.
That's number one game that pretty much used Kinect to. It's full.
Some of those Zumba games sold really well too.
Popular.
Yeah, the fitness games and the Dance Central sold great.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like really about this particular bundle is the fact that they've not only just cut off the Kinect thing completely, but it also just makes a clear indication for certain developers. Oh, okay, hey, this is not going to be used and stuff. We're pretty much going to be forgetting about Kinect and stuff. You could still buy it. You could still use the Kinect with its a lot of various features, but still, Kinect is gonna be another afterthought type of accessory. But how I really feel about the whole thing is,
It lasted a lot longer than PlayStation Move.
yeah, that's true. But I really like the bundle. I mean, I really like the fact that I'm not forced to get Kinect, which is a device I really have not really wanted at all. Because I really want just to control the interface with my controller and not voice commands. Since,
Dude, I've had this Xbox One for, let's see, 3 months now.
Yeah.
And everyone that I've talked to that actually hated the Kinect for the 360 and hated the idea of the Kinect,
Yeah.
with it being bundled in from launch, people have actually starting to enjoy it, and
Well, that's good.
majority of people actually like using it.
Well, from what
If you're watching Netflix, you don't really want to pick up your controller.
Yeah.
You just say Xbox, play next episode,
Oh yeah,
and-
that's useful.
and yeah, don't even have to do anything.
yeah, but
now.
I mean, for me, is that really worth $100 so you don't have to click a button?
Well, yeah, it's not worth $100, but I'm saying the Kinect, if they kept with it, I'm only playing devil's advocate. I really don't care either
I
way.
understand what you're saying. I mean,
I would have preferred to have core games for the thing.
yeah,
If I was able to control my Titan in Titanfall with my Kinect, that would be pretty cool. If I made a fist and pulled back, which gave me the eject option, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, but other than voice command stuff, Microsoft hasn't really made it a priority to implement more of their games with Kinect.
well, from what I've been talking to, listening to people talk about the interface of Xbox One, it seems like they really built it around using Kinect. So that's kind of. So I'm wondering if they're going to do an upgrade on that, or do a change to the way the
Do something
interface.
like
I believe they actually
PlayStation.
are.
do something like PlayStation did, and you can use a headset for voice controls.
Well, I mean, more of just making it more controller friendly. People I've talked to say it's kind of a pain to go through. I mean, I've never gone through it myself, but they say some of the stuff's kind of hard to find, like the way the interface is set up. So they usually just say go to friends list.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. Yeah. It's kind of
so
ridiculous.
They kind of built it around that. I mean, so I'm wondering if they do an interface upgrade. I mean, they're going to have to.
They got to
just to make it more.
If it's
or it's that Windows 8 interface. So for Windows 8 users, if you go to your home, you see all those slots. You basically have to put in what you want on that first page so you can have easy access
sucks.
to it.
No one likes Windows 8.
Yeah.
Oh, I have desktop and Skype. That's it for my desktop, Skype, Netflix, and Steam for my first panel. That's it.
Yep.
And for my Xbox One, it has Skype, party, achievements, friends list, and Netflix and whatever game I have downloaded.
I don't know, I think this is actually a smart move. I know we talked about last week about how there was rumors of them doing a price drop at E3. I thought it was a mistake to do it if they had kept it with the Kinect bundled in, but this is smart. I mean, it's also kind of funny to listen to people talk about how like people were upset about why you got to buy Kinect with it, and now there's people that like out there like, why'd you get rid of the Kinect? It's like,
well, like I said, people turned around and really enjoy that Kinect now.
Yeah, but you still heard the outcry. People like, I really didn't want the Kinect, or people like, I want to buy one. Yeah, like, I want to buy one, but I don't want to get the Kinect. And then they get rid of the Kinect, and they're like,
you don't have. The people apparently don't realize you don't have to keep it plugged in. Yeah,
but people didn't want to pay. I think they didn't want to buy the. They didn't want to have.
They wanted the $399 without the.
Yeah, so I think this is smart. I mean, is it early to do it? Yes, like I talked about last week. We're 7 months into into the cycle where this could be
and no real major games come out for it except for Titanfall.
Yeah, and we're gonna be 8 to 10 year life cycle, and we're 7 months in, and like it's already like they're hitting panic buttons here.
Yeah, that's kind of concerning though in a way, but I do personally really like the bundle itself. I mean, come on, $399, they price matched with the PS4, which that's a good thing. I mean, the only thing that's really not there at the moment is it's like with the same thing with the PS4 is there's not that one game where people are going to go out and just buy the console for besides like maybe Titanfall.
Only the hardcore fanboys would buy. Would basically, God, what I'm trying to say. Someone help me.
Like basically would just like buy a console just for one like first person shooter.
Yes. And I've played. We're talking about that real quick. I have Call of Duty Ghosts for my PS4.
Yeah.
But it could also be played on my PS3.
Yeah.
And God, the fucking difference. The PS3 looks so fucking shitty. And I've had my PS3 since. I had the Slim since it came out, and
right.
And I've never really known, like, the PS3 was a great looking console.
Right.
But it had technical issues, which I've talked about with Dragon Age and we've talked about with Yu-Gi-Oh! And, God, like, the way it looks for PS3 and the way it looks for PS4 are completely fucking different. And I played it, me and Gingerboy played it on the 360, and it didn't look near as bad as it did for the PS3.
Oh man, that's kind of that's really stupid though.
Yeah. It's like, it's not even they didn't really even work on it for this gen.
But, you know what? All this just like really points to is like Microsoft really needs to like just to hit it out of the park with this E3 for Xbox One to really be like, yeah.
And I believe that since they've did this price drop pre E3, like they're going to try to come out strong.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to try. They are going to come out strong.
I think both of them need to. I mean, right now neither console, the new consoles has wowed anybody. I mean, there's some good things about it.
Yeah.
But neither one has that big game. I mean, Titanfall was it, but it seems like
Titanfall was good for the Xbox One, and Infamous was good for the PS4, but they're not. Neither of those games are system sellers, and I've played both.
Yeah,
of them.
and Titanfall is supposed to be. But it seems more like a flash in the pan at this point.
I don't know. I think Titanfall's getting more enjoyment from the 360 users than it was for the next gen.
But I think I think it's I can see the benefit in it where there's people that were kind of like, well, I want a new console, but there's nothing on either side to like. There's no big game on it. Well, it's like, well, the PS4 is cheaper, so I'll go ahead and just buy that one. I think that's where a lot of gamers went. They wanted the PS4 because it's $100 cheaper. So for the people, the undecided people that want to buy, don't have the patience to wait a year or two, like us. They went for the one that's cheaper. I think that's it. For like the people that like the non-hardcore gamers, like the ones that research everything and know what's coming out way in advance, the ones that just want to buy the new console. I think this is smart because now you're going to get those people that want to go the 360, go to the Xbox route or go to the PlayStation route, where it evens the playing field. And so I think this will help them close the gap. It does kind of suck though for the early adopters at the Kinect or for Amplitude's it's supposed to be the big Kinect game coming out for Xbox One. They're doing a Kickstarter for it right now. It's like they're still in Kickstarter and they haven't raised the funds yet. And any shot of them raising the funds for that game to come out, I think, are pretty much slim and done now because that game's for Kinect and Kinect's dead.
We know people. We know people who've done Kickstarters and for genuine. If you want that good Kickstarter, most of your money comes in within the first couple of days.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying though, I know it's getting close to hitting its goal, but I just think that with this news, it's just any shot it had left, it's just gone because who wants to fund this game for a technology that's basically dead? Who wants to spend if you don't have to spend the extra $100 now to get a Kinect, are you really going to spend the extra $100 on the Kinect to play this one game? I don't think many people will.
See, the way I would justify it is since Titanfall is one of the only few good games that are on the Xbox One, there are still places around that have Titanfall, the Titanfall bundle, which comes with Titanfall and Xbox Live and Kinect. Mm-hmm. I would get that bundle for $500, and basically you're set for your games.
Well, no, the bundles that the $400 Xbox Ones that come out on June 9th, I believe are going to be bundled with Titanfall or Forza 5. So so basically you're going to get the same stuff.
Okay, well, never mind.
I could be wrong.
I take back my.
Pretty sure I read that in a post, but don't quote me on that.
If he is right, I take back my comment.
Yeah. So,
but that's still a great deal. You got a free game and basically a discounted Kinect.
Yeah, I'm definitely more intrigued now with it. I mean, I just bought like I said, I just bought a Wii U. I got a PS4, so I don't need to buy one. But I think $400, and maybe in a year or two when if it drops again, I don't have.
When it goes down to $200, you'll pick one up.
I think if it gets, unless there's like a big game that comes out for it that's exclusive.
Like say if Watch Dogs was an exclusive for Xbox,
it'd have to be a series of games. Like it'd have to be like there's not going to be that one big game that's going to get me to buy it. But if like if I didn't have a console right now, if I don't already buy the PS4. This would definitely make it a much harder decision. Where buying the PS4 was pretty easy at the time, where Microsoft tried all the crappy stuff with like online only and everything like that, trying to force you can't play used games. It was everybody went to Sony because of just the crap they tried to pull, and now it's like we're a year out from that. They're doing the right thing. That's what I like about the cool thing about it is. When they say we listen to the consumers, they listen to the consumers. I mean, they're not just saying to like make us feel better about ourselves. They're actually like they legitimately listen to us and our complaints, and they're doing what the fans wanted. They wanted they didn't want to connect. They didn't want to have to be online every 24 hours. They wanted to be able to play used games, and they're doing all the things we want. And people like rip them for doing the 180s, all the time. But you got to do. It's a business.
People bitch about them doing something new, something innovative, and which we all know the internet hates change. And
the internet is like that goddamn cat and stuff like that in the middle of the room that doesn't like to do anything, just really independent. Hey, can I pet you? Meow, no. That type of like crazy.
And then when they don't want to pet you, hey, please pet me.
Yeah, seriously.
But I mean, I can understand the complaints of that. Where what they were trying to do, were like. It wasn't like they weren't giving us the benefits of it. They were just taking things away. Like we talked about this a year ago. Where they
I'm sure. Like I'm not yeah, I know we talked about this a year ago, which is why we're about to move on. But the way they announced all the negatives about it, but forgot to tell us the benefits for it. And if you went and read the benefits, the shit we would have now for the Xbox One would be fucking great.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest. The way they, and
the way they worded it was bad.
The weird thing is, Microsoft is great at advertisement and PR. That's one of the things they're best at. That's one of the reasons why they won last generation, was their PR and their advertisement.
Oh no, they won the last generation because the fucking PS3 was $800 at launch.
Well, no, but I mean, Sony did a great job of turning things around with the PS3. But I think the big thing was just the way they advertised the thing, and just they spun everything. I think if they came out and did that again like they did last year, we'd probably would still have the same thing. People would still complain, but I mean, I think things would be a little closer right now if they came out and spun it the right way. But no, I'm more intrigued now to get this console, especially with the gameplay video of Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah, that game looks fucking ridiculous. Kind of looks like Dead Rising, but in a cartoon world.
That's what I was gonna. Dang it! I was gonna say it's like the Saints Row version of Dead Rising.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
And it looks good and does what it does. Looks good for what it's doing.
Yeah, it's a very cartoon. It's very cartoony with it's almost like Brink.
Kind of like a Team Fortress mixed with
Team Fortress art style.
Dead Rising.
And it has Brink with the wall running. You have all the crazy weapons like you did in Ratchet and Clank or Saints Row.
And then then you have
this is by Insomniac,
the
right?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. And this is the horde mentality from Dead Rising.
Yeah. So is this game gonna be multiplayer? That's the one thing I have not really heard about.
It has to be multiplayer.
If it's gonna be a co-op game, that'd be pretty cool. From what we don't mean, this is we just got like a 4-minute gameplay video.
Yeah, and if you ask me, if I say the cartoon style holds up more than the pseudo-realistic.
Yeah,
oh, shit.
For what this game is, a crazy over-the-top shooting game, I think it's perfect for what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in 10 years this will be a game people go back and play.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering, it's kind of hard to talk about this game when we've only got that first video. But is this game gonna hold up for like a 20-30 hour experience? Like if it's a single player.
If it's like Dead Rising, yeah, it will.
Yeah,
but
how bare bones is it going to be? Are we going to do a lot of crazy stuff? Is there going to be a good story with this crazy over the top thing? I don't think it's going to have a great story or a fun story like Saints Row did. I don't know. I'm kind of wondering if this is going to be like an 8 to 10 hour game. If they make it like a Crackdown almost, where it's just crazy over the top, like.
That's kind of what it looked like, but Crackdown wasn't that over the top. It was more
it was like a Saints Row Crackdown. Let's say they did that.
The way Crackdown worked was it was supposed to be serious, but it was so serious that it took itself so serious. That's why it was so entertaining.
Yeah, and the orbs was addicting.
Oh, the orbs pissed people off.
That's why I didn't play the game. I played it for like 10 hours. I stopped.
Yeah, it's like 500 agility orbs, 250 aggressive orbs, and some shit. And there's some orbs you can only get in co-op, which was ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know. This game, it's an Xbox One exclusive, and it's got me. I'm interested. I wasn't interested after the E3 trailer. I mean, which is kind of hard to say because it didn't show us any gameplay. It was just a
it was just a CGI trailer.
You know what? That really grinds my gears. When people talk about, that game looks great. I'm like, they didn't show any gameplay video.
I haven't seen the game.
Yeah, I hate when, I keep hearing people about how that game, I can't wait for that game. That game was going to be awesome. That game looks awesome. I'm like, they show us like a 30-second CGI clip. There was no gameplay at all. I will not get excited unless it's like, I'll get somewhat excited if it's a series I love, but especially when it's a new. Like
with me and Dragon Age.
They
haven't really showed anything for Inquisition.
When they first showed the video to Metal Gear Solid 5, I'm like, oh my god, Metal Gear Solid 5. That's cool. I understand that. You get hyped for that. But when it's a new freaking, it's a new series. We don't know what it is. This isn't Sunset Overdrive 2. This is 1. We don't know nothing about this game, and people are like, going apeshit over this. I'm like, shut up.
Kind of like how Destiny is acting up now.
Yeah. Well, we've actually got some gameplay videos though for that, quite a few of those. So.
Well, yeah, but we now have a Sunset Overdrive gameplay video too. So
Yeah, now that game will. I don't think we're going to see it for at least another year and a half, maybe longer. But when it comes out, I might be interested in, depending on how well the Xbox One goes, I might be picking up an Xbox One for that.
But okay, that's surprising that that's the game that you might pick up later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said,
no shit, right?
depending on how the Xbox One goes, if we get a series of pretty good games that are exclusive to it, then it might go that way.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I think I really am getting sick, and it's about to piss me off too because I have to go back to work tomorrow.
That sucks.
Yeah, and
Would you rather be
let's
sick
move
at work or sick on your vacation though?
sick at work.
See there. Yeah, see, you're better off.
But technically, if I'm getting sick, I'm sick on my vacation. So
Right.
You can just call in tomorrow and extend your vacation. You can go and get a Wii U. We can play together.
That's great. Coming off of your vacation, then calling in.
I did that before.
I think I have too.
Well,
but
I didn't have a choice. My parents were in the hospital, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, let's move on from that sorrow topic. How about Pokemon? We all love Pokemon so much.
Yeah, that's true.
We know Jack does.
I used to love it. I have the original 8 badges. Can't say all 8, but I have the original 8. But a couple days ago, there was this huge announcement that people knew were coming. And well, Jack, you want to talk about this since you're more into it than I am?
All right. So basically there was like rumors going along like for the past year or so that there was going to be like, say, a Ruby Sapphire type of a remake that might have been coming out. I mean, the past previous games, including X and Y, there have been hints and stuff for various like NPC characters hinting at like Hoenn and stuff, the region that obviously the Gen 3 thing started off with. So last week there was an announcement made by Nintendo. It was like a brief little like it was like a brief like about 30-second I think promo or something like that. Like advertised like a whole new adventure, blah blah blah, and so on and so forth. And it ended up becoming Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which honestly,
Alpha and Omega. I'm joking. Continue.
But you know what? It's just kind of funny when I think about it because, oh man, it's like the whole like I love the cover art for this first of all because it looks like Mega Groudon and Mega Kyogre by the way they're designed. But at first, you know, when I was like reading like comments from people, they didn't know whether or not this was actual full on remake or it was like a continuation from Ruby and Sapphire or maybe
it's a remake.
But yeah. Nintendo later went on to confirm that it's actually like a full-on like remake from Gen 3, which I like it. I like it because the last time I really enjoyed like the Pokemon like Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, that type of trilogy things, it's been almost like 10 years, right? So I know I replayed like Ruby like a few years ago though, but the whole thing about it is now you've got all these like Generation 3 type of things. Now the thing about this is the main question that people have is whether or not this is going to be done in like the X and Y type of
that was
going to
be my question. That might make the difference in me buying this game. If it's just we just updated the graphics a little bit and put it in 3D and it's the same thing, then I might pick it up still if nothing else is around that time, which is doubtful. But yeah, if it's an XY port, then or if it's an XY, you know, it looks like XY, I'm in.
Yeah, basically that's how I feel too. I think it is going to be going upon the X and Y engine, considering how, you know, how much they've actually Game Freak has spent enough time like graphing like every single Pokemon sprite that they could have possibly done inside that game.
I'm thinking about X and Y and how you were at that power plant in the desert.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And now I'm thinking of that desert in Ruby and Sapphire where it was just a huge sandstorm.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And how much of a bitch that would be in the Pokemon X and Y.
Can I just get a Pokemon Yellow update? Like, just make it like X and
No.
Y and make it...
You will See, the thing is, though, they've never they have never updated the third game of the series.
That's true.
true.
They did Red and then they did
first
Green.
remake, their first remakes was a Fire Red and Leaf Green. That was back in Game Boy Advance type of generation. Then with Heart Gold and Soul Silver in 2010.
DS.
Oh, do you think we'll get a
For the
Pokewalker
DS.
with this one?
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I don't think
No.
so.
Dang it.
Not with this
I really
one.
want a Pokewalker.
Go pick up a new version of Heart Gold or Soul Silver.
No,
Yeah,
I want
really.
on this one.
I'm sure you can use it.
Hope so.
But, yeah, kind of interesting. First off, alright, I'm not even going to ask you, Jack, because I know which one you're going to pick.
Okay.
Gingerboy, which one of these, which one, Ruby or Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire, which one are you going to pick?
I have no idea yet. Which one's the red one?
Ruby.
I want probably
of
that one.
course. Yeah, I'm probably going to go towards Ruby as
What about
well.
you, Jack?
Jack, he's going to go for both of them.
Yeah,
a good point.
yeah, of course I'm going to go for
He's
both
already
of them, but I'm
pre-ordered
going to
5
start on
copies.
Sapphire. I'm going to start on Sapphire because I know you guys are going to be starting on Ruby, right? And we're probably all going to be picking either Torchic or freaking Mudkip, so it's like...
I'll be picking Torchic. I've already decided on
I don't even know
that.
what the starters
Okay.
are. I stopped playing the games at this point.
So what would you pick, Gingerboy?
I have
He doesn't know.
yeah.
He doesn't know?
Yeah, I
Torchic, Mudkip, or what was
Trico.
that? Trico, yeah.
which is that like Chico? It's like he's a Mexican.
No. Well, actually, you know what's kind of funny is his full, like, evolved form kind of has this, like, kind of a bit of grass that kind of looks like that little stick or something that, like, say, Razor Ramon has.
Do they have the fire Pokemon that rolls up to a ball? He's cute. I want him.
Oh, god damn it.
Is that Gen 2? Is that,
Yeah, I think that's Gen 2.
Yeah, that's
dude.
Cyndaquil.
Yeah, that's Cyndaquil.
I want that one.
Alright, go back and play Heart Gold.
I don't want-
Yeah,
I
seriously.
don't want that badly.
Well, yeah,
But anyway,
let's,
those games should be coming out, like, at least
I think it's
in
October.
November.
Yeah, it's in
Was it
November.
Okay, that was October.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll be coming out in November, which can't wait. I know I'm going to pick it up.
Probably will.
And Pokemon fans everywhere are going to pick it up because, oh my god, this game was fucking tearing up Facebook for me.
Dude, a lot of Pokemon fans, they've been wanting this remake for a while now, and so...
Hoenn, I remember that Hoenn really that good of a game.
It wasn't
what?
in terms of, like, no, it wasn't really in terms of, like, say, the actual overall, like, gameplay map itself, because a lot of the later half of the game was just, like, water, you know, surfing,
Oh yeah,
stuff like that. But
the right side of the world was entire water.
Does this
Yeah.
game have 8 or 16 badges?
it has 8.
Okay.
It'll have 8.
Which one had
yeah.
16? Was
16.
that Heart? Was that?
That was Heart Gold and Soul
Okay.
Silver.
Yeah, that was back in Gen 2 and stuff.
Which I thought was great.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
It made
Double
sense.
the size. It wasn't just. It doubled the length
See-
of the game.
What would make me buy a Wii U right now would
Pokemon Yellow.
would be Pokemon Adventures.
That'd be awesome.
We start off at Pallet
Or
Town
Pokemon Snap 2.
and go all the way around in that 3D open world environment.
I'm down for that. And we've been saying that. We've been
And-
saying that since the 64 though. I don't
Let's
think it's
see.
gonna happen.
We got some. Remember, we
Well-
got something similar to that in
We got things very similar to,
And
like,
Call of
Yeah, I got
Duty.
Stadium.
Pokemon Adventures for, like, freaking, like, what was it, like, Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon X and XD.
Okay, sorry, Pokemon World.
Yeah.
That's what I want for the Wii U. I'll pick the Wii U up. I'll pick that Wii U up as soon as that game comes out.
Yeah, there needs to be some sort of Pokemon game that's sent like traditional type of,
Come on, E3.
you know.
Give us that.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, we start off at Pallet Town, work our way to Johto, go to Hoenn, and all the way right around
No, they'll
the
call
world.
it Pokemon Universe.
That
Because
works.
Yeah, put the U in there.
I'll settle for the dumb name, but it works.
Yeah. I'll take it. I don't care.
But yeah.
All right, give me. You guys start the next topic. I gotta pee horribly.
All right. Well, let's see. Do we want to go to our fearless dictator? Or do we want to go to EA, which is another dictator?
Let's start off with the lesser of two evils. Let's go ahead and start with EA.
Oh, speaking of that, EA didn't win worst company in America or in the world.
I know, it was actually beat out by, like, I'm not too sure.
Comcast.
Yeah, it was Comcast. Which, holy crap, yeah. Yeah, Comcast
First
is
off,
evil.
all you voters are idiots.
Well, a lot of them are
But,
just voting based upon
what they know.
and not actual facts. So,
But EA announced that due to the GameSpot server shutdown that we talked about a couple weeks ago, and they announced over 50 games are going to be shut off at the end of June.
yeah.
And I'm going to go through some of the more popular ones like Command & Conquer.
Yeah.
And its expansions, Battlefield 2 for the PC.
Yep.
Bulletstorm for the PS3. Let's see. First off, James Bond not fired for the PC. My Sims Party for the Wii. Let's see. Oh yeah, those NASCAR games everyone loves for the PC. And Skate It for the DS. Let's see. More. Oh yeah, Star Wars Battlefront and Battlefront 2 for the PC and PlayStation 2.
Holy shit, that freaking server's been on for that long. I mean, God bless.
Dude, Battlefront 2 was the most popular PS2 online game.
I did not know that. That
Next
is absolutely nuts.
Next to, I think, Siphon Filter, those Tom Clancy games.
I didn't even realize there were still PS2 games compatible for online. That's just crazy.
Yeah, they've never really officially shut off the servers, I think.
Oh man, I'm really gonna miss playing F1 racing from 2002 on my PC.
Why, you really? Wow, okay. So you just come back and interrupt. That's nice. Not even wait for an introduction or anything.
Yep.
But yeah, talking about how Battlefront 2 for the PC and PS2 are going offline as well, and talking about how the Battlefront series was always for the previous, not the previous, but the generation before last.
Yeah.
How those Battlefront was always, it was number 2 for the Xbox and number 1 for the PS2.
Right.
Yeah. For the Xbox, obviously, it was Halo 2. And then behind Battlefront 2, it was Tom Clancy's Double Agent.
Whoa. You're
shit.
telling me that that Battlefront 2 beat out Fusion Frenzy for online play?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, well, okay, whatever. And Neverwinter Nights too, for the PC and Mac, and Neverwinter Nights for the Linux are going offline as well. So those are the most popular games. Oh yeah, and Crosses too.
Well, also to mention stuff like that GameSpy, the company that's going to be shutting down, it was responsible. Like, it was not just for the EA games, but also for a lot of the Nintendo stuff as well, for the DS and the Wii.
Yeah,
because
there's a lot of DS games on this list.
Oh yeah, I mean, like the Pokemon games, the freaking Mario Kart Wii, the Smash Brothers stuff. You know,
Pokemon wasn't powered by GameSpy.
Yeah, I think so because that was one of the main reasons why the Nintendo's having to shut down a lot of their online stuff.
Aren't they
for the DS and Wii?
Aren't they shutting down the Wii servers in 2 weeks anyways?
Yeah, I think they're shutting down the Wii servers, but they just shut down the DS servers like a couple months ago.
Not just a couple months ago. I mean, they're going to be shutting it off a lot of their game online stuff on the 20th of May, which, as a recording, is 5 days from now. But one last major game that they're going to be shutting down, say for the online capabilities, is the original Borderlands, which kind of is a bummer.
Yeah, we talked about that last time we talked about GameSpy.
Yeah.
And that was only for the PS3 though. But they're also shutting down Battlefield 1942. I forgot about that one. And
is there any?
That was a huge PC game.
There's no Xbox games affected by this, is there? It sounds like it's all PC, Nintendo, and Sony.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't think. I'm not sure if GameSpy was used on the 360.
Yeah.
I know it was a huge factor for the Xbox because that's how you played Halo 1 and Halo 1 Online and a bunch of other Xbox One games.
Mm-hmm.
But Xbox original. My bad.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Yeah, but yeah, all those Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2142 and Battlefield Vietnam, those are all getting shut down with this GameSpy, the GameSpy software going down.
Yep.
Which I don't know why another company won't pick up the software and rent it out, because a lot of games depend on that service. But again, all these games are pretty old too. So
True.
But not to say that they're old. They're still going strong. If they're just now getting shut down, like Command and Conquer, that game was strong forever.
Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of those games like probably could be shut. Like Madden NFL 08 on the DS.
Yeah,
Probably shut that down.
Yeah.
I'm sure you couldn't even have started that.
Maybe.
But yeah, just sad to see a service that's been around forever
Right.
go down. And I know when I was a kid, I used GameSpot to play online games. But let's move on. So we've already talked about one dictator. Let's move on to another one. Did either of you? I know you did, Gingerboy, but did you watch this video, Jack?
Yeah, I just got done watching it as before we recorded. This is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, Glorious Leader, a video game by Kim Jong-un and his best friend.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, his best friend Dennis
The worm.
Rodman in a side scroller shooter.
Which is
Coming
out.
it looks like
Contra.
combination, look like Contra.
Yeah, Contra, yeah. And you ride unicorns and eventually setting fire to the American flag.
Oh, the game looks awesome. It's coming out for PC, and
It's coming out for PC and mobile devices, which if you're in North Korea, you have neither.
yeah,
I know.
South Korea's gonna love this game.
Oh my god.
Oh, I can't. Depending on the price of this game, if it's like $5, I'm definitely picking
Yeah,
it.
there's no way it's gonna be more than $5. No, it's gonna be what's that money they don't have in North Korea?
Bitcoin.
It's
Dude,
worth
you
5
laugh.
bitcoins.
You laugh. Dude, 5 bitcoins? That's
Holy
$5,000.
crap! I will not buy this game if it's 5 bitcoins.
It's like 0.
Let me check. I'm gonna check the rate for Bitcoin right now. But yeah, this game looks fucking ridiculously fun.
Yeah,
Just playing as Kim Jong Un riding a fucking flaming
stop
unicorn.
it. Yeah, it looks great. I love the unicorn just like random him just randomly yelling through
It kind of looks like God, what's Rapidash?
Oh my god. That looks like fucking.
Does not look like Rapidash. Did not look like Rapidash.
Kinda reminds me of Charlie
I agree with you. That's actually a good call. I didn't even think about that. That's actually perfectly what he looks like. I thought this was like a game. When I was originally reading an article about it, when I first saw, I thought he made the game. Like he paid someone to make the game.
No, there's
God,
no
that'd be
one in
hilarious.
fucking North Korea that could make that game.
Well, he probably has
Without
powerful
being
friends
shot,
outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want a new Mercedes and a game devoted to my father.
That game.
But yeah, that game looks fucking ridiculous. We'll post it in the Drunk Nerds Facebook group,
Yeah.
Oh my
and
god.
you can. Okay, well, apparently it went down. It's now to $450 at Bitcoin.
Not bad.
Dude, there was a time where you can get bitcoins for like multiple bitcoins a day just for letting your computer run, like for God, what was it? You know how or Jack, you know how for the PS3 you could have that you can activate that software that lets people use your PS3 for performance.
Yeah, that was basically for NASA. I thought it was or something like that. Like
Yeah, it was
PlayStation.
something NASA and Harvard or some shit like that.
Yeah, Harvard. That's what it was.
And you could basically let your computer do that, and you earn multiple bitcoins a day.
You'd be a rich man right now.
God.
Yeah, or not right now. If you had them about 6 months ago, it was up to like 1,500.
Oh my god.
Damn it. I'm in the wrong business.
Yeah, and there was I know. When I heard about that, they should have. I should have put in for that. But yeah, it was also the story I think it was a couple weeks ago, or no, a couple months ago. This guy realized he saw that the price for Bitcoins were like over $1,000. He threw away a hard drive that had like over $1 million worth of Bitcoins.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he was at the dump. Like he was at the dump looking for that hard drive.
With the guys searching for the ET cartridges.
No, it was somewhere in like England, Britain, I think, UK.
Oh, that explains it. Anyway,
and he was at the dump for like months on end. It's like they talked about how they add 4 feet of waste about 4 foot of waste every other week. And he was digging through that shit looking for the hard drive.
I'd do the same damn thing if I had over $1 million, and I'd do it as $100 bill in there. Kidding me? If there's $100 bill and there's 100 pounds.
Now. Dude, he is never gonna live this down. He's gonna be telling his grandkids, "Yeah, I had $1 million at one time in Bitcoins,
and I literally
I had to dig through 10 miles of shit in order to try to find it."
He can always be a cool story to the ladies. Like, hey, I literally threw away millions of dollars. Can you buy my drink? Because I'm broke.
Yeah. No, let's move on. That sad story. Sad to him, funny to hilarious to us. But, Jack,
huh?
I know you made a video about Outlast last week, I think.
Yeah.
Where can they find that video of yours?
Well, what they can do is they can go onto YouTube on our Drunk Dash Nerds, like a YouTube
It's just
page.
Drunk Nerds channel.
Yeah, our Drunk Nerds channel. And they could look under, I think it's like, what was it? It was like a particular, well, they could just...
It was like, I think it was like Drunk VG Theater or some shit like that. Yes,
under Drunk VG Theater, there's a video that I personally have made off of the Share Factory feature for the PS4 called Outlast Abridged. And it's roughly like about 15 minutes or so, like of me piecing together like certain moments of Outlast when obviously making like a little spoof of like certain events. Like there's like all sorts of like various like funny stuff I go into. But honestly, if you really want to see this video, go on to our YouTube page, Drunk Dash Nerds, and just enjoy yourself because I might be doing more in the future.
And speaking of that, we are in the works right now trying to get more content out there.
Yep.
Videos, audio stuff, and hopefully a lot more content in the near future.
Yeah, we are in discussions right now of how we're going to do it and what we should do. So hopefully we'll have some up in the next month or so for this.
Yeah. And Jack,
Yes.
The WOW.
Oh, okay. The wrestler of the week for this week. Well,
this is the WOW.
I thought we were going to do like World of Warcraft of the week. You threw me off there for a second.
This is the wow moment of the week. But anyway, I think one of the wrestlers of the week should be, I know this is going to be stupid, it is Hornswoggle for this week. And why Hornswoggle? Because there is this hilarious video that both 3MB and Hornswoggle did. They were like on the WWE app, like not the app, but like on the pre-show for SmackDown. And I posted this actually inside of our Drunk Nerds like a Facebook page, where basically Hornswoggle messes up Torito's name, actually live on air, and the guys at 3MB, they forget or pretend that they forget to realize that they are actually taping live for their like a pre-show, so millions of people are actually watching them, and it's like, oh, come on, man, it's Torito, man. Okay, we gotta start this over from the beginning, and all of a sudden it's like the announcer guys are like, dude, we're doing this live, and the expressions on everybody's faces and stuff is just fucking hilarious, including Gingerboy Halls. I mean, it's just most friggin' priceless. But for people who don't know who Hornswoggle is, Hornswoggle initially came into the WWE like as the sidekick for like Finlay.
Yep.
And progressively storyline wise, he started to be introduced to like as Mr. McMahon's like illegitimate bastard child.
That's because Mr. Kennedy got fired.
Yeah, that's because Mr. Kennedy got fired and stuff before, that eventually...
It was fired or he was suspended.
He was fired.
Shit, or injured.
Yeah, he was fired.
Yeah.
The first time he was suspended, the second time he was fired.
Yeah, but, so, the most hilarious part about it is, it's like, he became, like, Mr. McMahon's, like, illegitimate, like, child and stuff like that. But, as a wrestler portion, I have not really seen him wrestle all that much and stuff, since he's mostly used for, like, either comic relief.
He killed the fucking Cruiserweight division.
Yeah, he basically killed the Cruiserweight division for the entire, like, WWE at that time, because...
He is the last Cruiserweight champion.
Which is really fucking depressing.
Yep.
They brought... The thing before that, they brought all these fucking Cruiserweights, like Shannon Moore, Gregory Helms was back, and Jimmy Wayne Ganger, despite the name, he was a decent wrestler. Yeah. He was a decent wrestler, but they fucking killed that division, like, a month later.
They were gonna...
And guess what?
They were going to reboot the Cruiserweight division, but then they brought in, what was the Mexicools? They brought them in to do this reboot the division, but like midway into like rebooting the division, they decided to make the Mexicools, which was one of the most racist things WWE's ever done, where they gave a bunch of Mexicans, put them together,
lawnmowers.
They came in on lawnmowers.
Super Crazy Psychosis and Juventud.
Three
which
great
were all
wrestlers.
From the WCW, which were actually pretty good, like prized like cruiserweight wrestlers and stuff back in the WCW days, but they made them into stereotypical red, like almost like rednecks riding their Juan Deeres and drinking their freaking their wine coolers or whatever the hell they were doing.
It was like some generic Mexican beer.
It's like, we are not Mexicans, we're Mexicools. That's just terrible shit.
Death of the Cruiserweight division. Well, they were a decent tag team nonetheless, but
yeah, they can go. They just had bad gimmicks.
Yeah.
This is what happens. This is exactly what happens when creative comes up with like a bad idea, it tries to run with it and runs it into the ground.
They kill the fucking division.
They not only kill divisions, they kill wrestlers' careers and stuff.
They even had a fucking great tag teams like Eminem, Paul London, and Brian Kendrick, and fucking
Well, Brian Kendrick really much got himself kicked out because of his abuse. I think it was either with alcohol or certain other things. But
that division, like they killed the tag team division, or they killed the cruiserweight, then they killed the tag team.
Yes,
and then
for years, ever since like the end of the Attitude Era, and so the WWE has tried making credible tag teams, but they've always end up somehow like not caring about rebuilding their tag teams like a few months like after they start rebuilding it again, and then all of a sudden all the good teams that were there to begin with have either broken up or like all sorts of various other crap. They've either gone down the list. It's just, it can be really sad and depressing when you look at it, because
I mean, kind of like how they've done right now. They built it up for like a year, and then they just like in like a 2-month span broke up all the teams.
Yeah, because basically, look what you got for tag teams right now. And I know this is getting a little bit off the Hornswoggle thing, but I mean, for the teams,
Hornswoggle and McMahon.
Oh, Jesus Christ! So basically, they got Jimmy and Jay Uso as the tag champions, and the team that has the hottest streak right now is Ryback, which is basically Curtis Axel, Kurt Hennig's son, and Ryback, the dude they haven't been able to make use of ever since they tried to, give him the WWE Championship too fast, and that ended up failing hard for them.
And they just lost back-to-back matches to Sheamus, so they're pretty much done. So
I kind of agree, but anyway, that's pretty much the wrestler of the week, Hornswoggle. You killed the Cruiserweight division.
Going back real quick, it
wasn't his fault.
It was.
It was a combination of it, but it's basically almost how David Arquette killed the WCW heavyweight champion.
No, the WCW killed it a long time ago when they switched it 13 times in 9 weeks.
What?
Yeah,
God, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they switched it in that span. He was like the 10th person to win the title in like a 6-week span, and it ended up like it was.
That's how you not do a promotion, folks.
Yeah, that's how you kill your brand.
But I think at that point they were still going strong.
No,
they were
losing
WCW
money.
after 2000. No,
after 99, they never drew a dime after 99.
Yeah, but let's move on before I get mad at the Cruiserweight division.
Okay.
Again. Alright, well, I'm going to do something. I'm going to give a shout out to a friend and a person I think we all gamed with at some point.
Okay.
I'm going to go with at 8-Bit Base.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to do this not for the fact that he's a cool guy, which he is. I'm going to do the fact for his Kickstarter. For Glomtom, his invention to help gamers and basically store their shit. And like the device, I've donated like shit. Fucking someone help me! I'm at a loss for words right now.
For the Glomtom, you donated to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, I've donated to the Kickstarter for Glomtom, and just it's I think it's a memory foam padding with a compartment for controllers, phones, and he's 8-Bit has talked about how he's used it for like holding his infant kid while he was playing, while he was gaming.
That's where he got the idea from. Was basically when you're sitting up playing a game, it's kind of hard because like you don't want your hands by your waist or whatever. Like you're just kind of awkward position when you're playing. So what he did is he created something that goes around like your waist, and you could rest your arms on it. So you have your hands a little higher up. And you don't have to you're not squatting. You're not in a weird position. So you can sit comfortably, have your hands up. You can store your controller, your phone, all your stuff in a little compartment on it, and play. And if you like what a lot of gamer parents do is they hold their kid and like while they're and play games while they're holding the kid like until he or she falls asleep. So basically what this is that way you can comfortably play games while sitting up or holding your kid. So it's actually a really cool thing. It's on Kickstarter. I think he's actually about halfway to his goal. He's like
I just saw the tweet. He's at 50. He's over 50%.
Yeah. So I think he's got another
almost at 50%.
Yeah. So he's got like 3 more weeks to go. So
he's $8 away from 50%.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Oh, wow.
So I mean, he's got I think about 3 more weeks to go to
18
days. So yeah, about 2.5. So
15 days. Yeah, 15 days from now. Help him donate. Help him get his project.
He's been working on this for 2 years. So put a lot of time, money into this. So hopefully it pans out for him. So if you're interested in this, or just have some extra cash laying around, throw some money at him. And if you don't, tell a friend. Tell a friend. Yeah, any gamer friends, or especially ones that have kids. They have to they want to play games, but they also have to put their baby to sleep. This would be perfect for him.
Yes, or if not even a gaming parent, it's a nice thing to have lying around like while you're gaming. And I think that's about it for this week.
All right.
Make sure to follow us on Twitter at drunk_nerds. Go to our like us on Facebook at drunk-nerds. Go join our Facebook group at drunk-nerds.
Right.
And have a good day. And I've been Knuckles.
I was Gingerboy.
And I'm the Jack of Hearts.
Good night, everyone.
8-Bit, you rock. Excuse me. You too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.